today is the first installment of our Digestive Health Coffee Chats. Toni Fiori is a colleague of mine at my practice, and we get plenty of questions regarding digestive health, either via our Twitter feeds or via the blog, my blog, and we just wanted to do an informal Q&A as an introduction to some of these topics to help guide you as you're navigating the diet. So we're going to start with the first question that we received quite a bit in our practice. And I'll let Toni ask that one.
So here it is from all of you. So what about guar gum and xanthan gum, Kate? Is it low FODMAP?
So xanthan gum and guar gum are not FODMAPs per se. They're actually longer chain carbohydrates. So just remember, FODMAPs by nature are short chain carbohydrates that are commonly malabsorbed. And xanthan gum and guar gum are longer chain. So they don't really fit the classification for FODMAPs. However, they are rapidly fermented by gut bacteria, so they can cause symptoms. I would not be, concerned if they were in a food in small amounts, but I would be concerned if you were having multiple foods with guar gum or xanthan gum at one meal. And not so much concerned, but I would just warn you that that might contribute to some GI distress.
Okay, great. Let's find another here. How can we flavor our food with seasoning mixes when you don't have garlic and onion? That one comes up all the time with our
Exactly. So, when people learn that onion and garlic are pulled out of the low FODMAP diet, they kind of go into panic mode or sometimes even grieving a little bit. And first of all, remember the low FODMAP diet's a temporary learning diet, and it's very possible that you may learn that onion and garlic are not triggers for you. But while we're undergoing the diet, you certainly can infuse flavor using onion and garlic infused oil. And the reason we can do that is the fructans that are in onion and garlic are water soluble, so they won't leach into the oil. So you can season the oil and then remove the flesh and have lovely flavored foods. Another way to add onion flavor is using the green part of leeks, scallions, and also chives. And there are starting to come to market some new seasoning packets. Casa de Sante is one of my companies that I consult with, and they have come up with some really unique flavor packets with herbs and spices that are suitable and have been certified low FODMAP by FODMAP friendly. So those are other options. And there's also lots of fresh herbs that you can use, basil and rosemary, and lots of ways to flavor your food and still find it delicious on the low FODMAP diet.
Great, and just to add to that, I think a lot of people find it overwhelming when they've used garlic and onion as staples in their cooking. So I would encourage you to check out the blog. We have tons of recipes that use these herbs and spices to spruce up a dish. So
absolutely, awesome.
All right, let's see.
Yep, so I know some of the other questions that have come across our desk is, what do you do if you're in a flare, and what should you eat? Are there ways to kind of cool things down in your gut? And I'll let Toni talk about this a little bit, and certainly I can pipe in. But, what do you think when patients kind of have a IBS exacerbation or flare? What would be some foods that you find work best?
Yes, that's a great question, and I think it can be stressful when you're not feeling great. You're almost afraid to eat anything. So my recommendation would be to really go back to the basics. Stick to cooked down foods for a few days that are going to be easier on your digestive tract. I really love doing a smoothie. I know we have a mix and match smoothie guide, or a nice soup where things are nice and cooked down for you. One of my favorite recipes is our turmeric chicken and rice soup. It has a good way of adding some nutrition, but that's easily digested.
Absolutely, and you can find those recipes and handouts on katescarlata.com. Just click over to the blog and they'll be in the recipe section. So let's see, we've got a couple more questions we can grab offline.
Yes, this is another one that comes up a lot, snacking. So we get like the fruits and the vegetables down on our greens for meals, but what would you bring with you? I know you travel a lot.
Yeah.
So what are you bringing?
So one of the things that I like to bring, just because sometimes I'm in a rush in the morning and having time to really have a nice breakfast, I kind of like to ease into my morning. I'll bring small packets of rolled quick oats and throw maybe some chia seeds and some walnuts in there. And I can actually use the coffee maker in the room, and that will work to make a quick oatmeal breakfast in a pinch, or even a snack. But it's really nice to have some bars as well. And some of the bars that we use in our practice with patients that seem to work really well are the FODMAP food bars. They have a dark chocolate bar and an almond coconut bar. These work well, and I grab these, really like to have these on the run. I also like the Go Macro.
Right here. They have quite a few flavors, but their website is really great to look at the ingredients, and we find most of their almond and nut butter protein power bars are suitable on the low FODMAP diet.
And we do have a Go Macro post on our blog so that you can see that for more detailed information. 88 Acres has a dark chocolate bar as well, and it's one of our favorites. It hasn't been actually tested for FODMAP content. However, it seems suitable and works for a lot of our patients as well, so you could check that out.
The great thing about that actually is working with families. Sometimes we have a food allergy, or if there's a kid on the low FODMAP diet, you can't have protein bar, you can't have peanut butter in school. So the 88 Acres bars are free from the allergens. They're free from peanuts and almonds. So they're used with pumpkin seeds, and they're quite tasty.
Exactly. So we just have time for one more question. Again, this is just an informal little meeting, and we're going to do more of them. So this is just to kind of give you a taste of what our coffee chats are going to be about. So one last question, Toni.
So this one, I think I could spend the entire coffee chat talking about because there's the most gray area with this. What do you do at a restaurant? How do you stay low FODMAP?
Exactly.
Do you want to dive in?
I will dive in. So it is a little difficult because there's a lot of hidden onion and garlic. So one of the things you might want to try to do is contact the restaurant that you intend to visit at off hours, around 3 o'clock, and you can ask to speak to the chef or someone from the kitchen just to get an idea, do they have any onion and garlic free dishes? If that's impossible to do, you're not sure where you're going to be dining out, if you don't have that, sort of preemptive time to visit and talk with the chef, just choose something that is obviously free of onion and garlic, or where onion and garlic may be very obvious that you could pick out, such as in a salad. So salads tend to be a big choice, and just dressing them with a non-onion and garlic dressing, which often means ordering red wine vinegar and olive oil or balsamic vinegar and oil on the side. Sometimes I'll just order lemon wedges and do lemon and olive oil as well. Burgers often can be okay, a bunless burger with a side of French fries. Again, just look for those and ask for hidden garlic ingredients. That could be a problem. Any other thoughts?
No, just to build off of that, I think when we think of a salad, we're thinking of the greens, but that can be a really great base to your dish. And then if you're craving steak or chicken, you could ask it to be just simply grilled. And I think you can top that right on top of your salad, or cheese. That's one of my go-tos.
Yeah, that's great. And I also think too, just so you're not starving, I tend to like to have a little more carb with my meal. I'll order for like a side of white rice or maybe a baked potato. Butter is FODMAP suitable. It only has a trace of lactose, so having a baked potato on the side or just simply some white rice would be helpful. Something like rice pilaf has wheat in it and onion ingredients. You have to be careful with those types of rice dishes, but simple rice could be suitable at a restaurant. And then sticking with water, seltzer water, maybe just even a splash of cranberry juice and a lime wedge. Works well. And if you're looking for a cocktail, Chardonnay or white wine, red wine, limiting it to one glass usually works fine for most of our clients. So that's it for today's coffee chat. I'm glad you joined Toni and I, and we look forward to chatting with you. Please feel free to ask your questions via my blog at katescarlata.com or via our Twitter accounts. We're easy to find online. I'm at Kate Scarlata _RD. Toni, do you know?
Toni.Fiori, you'll find me there.
Terrific. So we look forward to continuing the conversation, and we'll see you on our next coffee chat.